Hello. All right. All right. All right. All right. Get this one streaming too. Get the chats open. All right. Let's get TikTok open as well over here. All right, guys. So today we got another stream for you, another build. This one is a custom build that a customer did customize on Verily Tech with their custom configurator. So for the case here, they do have a Relay Tech 55 matrix case. Processor, it is going to have an AMD Ryzen 7 5700G. For the cooler, it does have our Relay Tech Tower Cooler. Motherboard is a B550M AMD motherboard. So we do got the ASRock Phantom gaming B550 motherboard. It does have a 1 terabyte NVMe M.2. It's going to have 32 gigabytes of DDR4 3600 megahertz RAM, 750 watt power supply, and just 3 RGB fans that come with the case already. All right. Perfect. Yeah, should be a good standard build. And for the GPU, it does have a RX 9060 XT, so they did go with AMD GPU. Should be fun. I haven't used an AMD in a build in a while. I want to see how it will look in this build. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Let's start on the motherboard first, as always. Get that set up so we can put in that case. And then once we get the motherboard set up, we'll go ahead, put the motherboard in the case, do the cable management in the back. And yeah, let's go ahead and start that. Put our power supply over here. All right, we got our B550M, B550 Phantom Gaming motherboard. All these extra parts, go ahead and give it to the customer. Just like that. If you are new to the stream, we stream every day. We can do custom builds that we have pre-configured, orders that we might have, customer orders. Might do benchmark streams. Yeah, we try to stream every day here. All right. Go ahead and put our CPU in. This is not our CPU. Where do they put our CPU? Let me go get the CPU, then I'll be right back. $5,700G. All right. Sorry about the wait, guys. Looks like this customer is actually getting an upgrade on his motherboard and CPU, so we're not gonna do this build. We're actually gonna do a different one. Give me one sec. Right. So let's move this build out of the way. They're gonna upgrade his motherboard and CPU. Let me just load up quick. All right. So we're actually gonna be doing one of our pre-configured builds here. We're gonna have a Calypso. So it has a 4000X case. It's gonna be black, I believe. Intel Core Ultra 7 265K. Prebuilt cooler Corsair 240 ARGB liquid AIO. B660M Intel motherboard, 64 gigabytes of 32 DDR5 6000 megahertz. 4 terabyte SSD, 1 terabyte SSD as well. Power supply, 850 watt power supply. I believe this one is using a Lee & Lee one. And then 6 high performance Prebuilt RGB fans. Let's go ahead and get this build started. Okay, so we're gonna start with the motherboard as always, and then go ahead, get that ready, and then put in the case after. We actually have a BA60 Pro RS Wi-Fi. Got the Wi-Fi antennas, big box for just Wi-Fi antennas. All right. Very nice motherboard. It's like white, grayish color motherboard. All right, so we got two NVMe's. Perfect. No SATA needed. All right. All right, so let's get started on the CPU. Intel Core Ultra 7 265K. Perfect. Just like that. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put in our NVMe's here. So got this 4 terabyte one by Crucial. Then we got a 1 terabyte one by Kingston. All right, we're gonna put the 1 TB in this slot. In the first slot, just because it is a faster NVMe. And it's 4 TB one when he can use it for like his games, pictures, and storage and stuff like that. Yeah, the screw's really on there. There you go. All right, take this. Little plastic off. Put the NVMe in here. There you go. Take this little plastic off. The heat pad. I'll take off this plastic too from the motherboard. These screws are a little weird. Let's see. There you go. Just gotta line it correctly. And then I'll go in. There you go. And we do have to put the other NVMe, but we're gonna put in the second slot over here at the bottom. Perfect. This 4 TB NVMe over here just slots in. Just like that, clips on. Perfect. Then we got a 32, 64 GB, 6000 MHz DDR5 RAM. Go ahead and open that. All right. Put in the second and fourth slot. Very, very easy. Just like that. So now we got the motherboard ready. We are gonna put an AI cooler. Typically there is builders that do like to put it on first. I typically put it on after I put it in the case. So yeah, let's go ahead and put the motherboard in the case. We have to take out the case from the box here. Move this to the side, open up the case. All right, we got a white 4000X by Corsair here. Take this off. All right. Go ahead and take off the glass panels just so we can work on it easier. There you go. That's one. Take off the glass front and the front here as well. Take off this mesh. All right. Let's go ahead and install the motherboard here. We're gonna need the screws actually for the case here. Each case always comes with like a screw box. So it comes with motherboard screws, GPU screws, hard drive screws, SSD screws, stuff like that that you would need for the case. Screws that you need, yeah, that you would need for the case. All right. All right. We got our screws here. Gonna dump them out so it makes it easier for us to just grab and go into our little tray here. All right. Looks like it's all set up for us. We do have to put one more standoff just because it does have an extra one there. A standoff screw as well. Here we go. Always make sure you do check for that because then you put in the motherboard, screw everything in, and then you're going to see that you're missing a standoff. So yeah, just double check if you do need an extra standoff to be placed. It's a full RTX motherboard, but it does need that other extra third one on the left here, on the first row. So let's go ahead and put that standoff in. Where did it go? Perfect. That's in. Let's go ahead and put the motherboard in now. Should sit nice and easy. Just check for any more plastic on the motherboard itself. Nope, perfect. There you go. Nice and easy. Clips on. Go screw it in. Perfect. I kind of like doing like the edges first when I'm doing it. When I'm putting in the motherboard. Just so I know it sits, so then when I start doing the middle ones, I know it's like all well aligned. Because sometimes you could put like the middle one in and then all the outskirt ones just don't align. But for this case, it does have like the little like security lock where you could put the motherboard in and hold it. And that's how you know it's in the correct place because it only goes in one way. But other motherboards that you do have to like hold and stuff, like hold it on while you're screwing it in. That's how I recommend to do it. Start on the edges first, and then do the middle ones after. All right, we just need one more screw here. The motherboard is in place. Power tools is crazy. I'm pretty sure everybody uses power tools to sort of hand tools. This has barely any actual power, to be honest. Like you won't be able to screw any like nails or anything into the wood or anything with this power tool, especially with this one. It has very low power to it. And it's on the lowest level, and then even when I'm using it, I'm not even putting pressure on it. I actually do need one more. All right. Just don't have to over tighten. You're not screwing in anything hard. Or drill nails, whatever. Yeah, drill nails. But you can use power tools when building PC. I think that's like the biggest misconception of not using power tools. I've been using power tools since I learned how to build. Other builders just use like the handheld ones, the um which I don't like because they don't have long reach. All right, so we got the motherboard in. Let's go ahead and get rid of these fans here because we are gonna put different fans in the case. Get rid of these fans here. Right. Can't drill nails either. I don't know. Who told you that? Hmm. All right. Cut those 3 fans out. And we'll get our build. It's gonna take 6 fans. So we go ahead and get those 6 fans. All right, we got some white RGB fans for this white build here. I'm trying to get my first PC ever, but I don't know if it's good. Yeah, what are you gonna get? Does the RGB connect to the power bank of the PC or what? No, the RGB connects to the motherboard of the computer. It's the Omen 35L. Why is everybody trying to buy the Omen or the Alienware PC at Best Buy? Is it that cheap? Or what's your budget? What are you looking for? So I can give you an idea. How old is it? 4070? Probably like a year old. 2 years maybe? Year and a half. Trying to get a 5070 Ti. My budget is probably 1,100 to 1,300 or cheaper because Prebuilt is more expensive. We got Prebuilt cheaper than that. What games are you trying to play? Or what are you trying to do with the PC? I don't know what that Omen PC has. Can I have this? Your PC just broke? Oh damn, what happened to it? High frame games? I'm trying to play Forza Horizon 5, GTA, and COD. Oh. For those games, you do need a pretty good GPU if you want to be playing on high frames, like 240, 200 FPS. You're gonna need a pretty good GPU, or like at least like a 5070 or 5070 Ti. Just because those games are more GPU intensive, instead of CPU intensive. But yeah, you're gonna need a better GPU, like a 5070 or 5070 Ti. I say you wait a little bit, save up a little bit more to get your budget up, like at least 1,500, and then spend the money on the components and not spend too much on RGB and stuff. Yeah, if send the spec, I can let you know if it's good or not. Like your PC's on, but my monitor isn't. Where are you plugging it in? Are you plugging it to the GPU, the motherboard? It'll be your first step to buy a desk and monitor and all that. Yeah. So with the monitor, I mean the desk doesn't really matter. You could use whatever type of table. But the monitor, if you want to be running on high FPS, you don't have to get like a I mean, you should, but you don't have to get like a crazy 240 hertz monitor. But you won't be able to experience, like, let's say if you are averaging 240, 200 FPS, and you have a 60 hertz monitor, you won't really tell the difference just because your monitor's at 60 frames, or 60 hertz, sorry, and then even though you're running 200 FPS, you won't feel that much of a difference just because your monitor hertz is not meeting the same FPS as in the game. Can you substitute thermal paste with Elmer's glue? No, you cannot. You could try. You could try, and then let me know what happens. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you bring me another or one more fan of these? Come in these packs. It doesn't work. I'm running Solar, and I had just got the blue screen of death, and now it doesn't work. Oh, damn. I would say try to reseat all your components, reseat your CPU, reseat your RAM, reseat your GPU, see if that works. Is that the specs of the Omen? Intel Core i9 or AMD Ryzen 7 800 700G? with the RTX 4080. Yeah, I haven't heard anything bad about Montec about the power supply. It's 1400, damn. For 4080 and the CPU. That's actually not bad, to be honest.
I couldn't find it. Was it this one?
Where me can find it? Let me see.
Where are the boxes at? Or does Ron have them?
No, it's not this one. No, they're over there. Where all the fans are at. It's like the first one to your left. All right. Take this foam out from here. This guide. Let's go ahead and read your guys' chats here. I tried everything, still doesn't work. I even asked AI and it still didn't work. Maybe it's just a component issue. Maybe try if your friends or family friends have a different GPU. Try a different GPU. Maybe that's the issue. Like use a test GPU. I need something to run Golf Simulator called GS Pro. Possibly in 4K. Specs say 3080 minimum for 4K. That's not bad. 3080 minimum 4K. That should be good. I mean 800 watt. But I just buying parts and have a Ryzen 5 9600X and a 3080 Ti, and was told I need 1000 watt. I don't know. I believe the 3080. Well, I know 4080s do need 1000 watts, and a 5080 does need 1000 watt also. So I'm guessing a 3080 might need 1000 watt too. But maybe you could get away with the 850 watt. I would just say 1000 watt would be more on the safe side. The only difference is like if you're not 1000 watts to 850. I'm not 100% sure, like I said, but 3080 does need 1000 watt. Most likely it does, since the 4080 and the 5080 do need 1000 watts. But you just won't get the full power of the GPU if you are running 850, because they'll like stop it from getting more power, and you won't get as much power performance wise on the 3080 if it does need 3080 Ti if it does need 1000 watt. But yeah, I would just say go with 1000 watt just for to make it safe. If anyone's experiencing GPU crashes, please simply try reseating it properly. I spend hours. Yeah, that's why. Yeah. Any experience with that with your setup? I don't have any experience with 3080, but I do have experience with 4080 and 5080. They're pretty much always just a little bit different. I do know the newer GPUs do have, I believe it's called DLS, and they do work better for 4K, but a 3080 shouldn't be too bad for 4K gaming. You should look to give away to me, because it would be a great step up in my journey of getting my first setup giveaway PC. You're upgrading everything but the GPU, but I'm terrified to touch the motherboard and everything. Nah, don't be terrified. To be honest, everybody's always terrified to touch the motherboard and like the RAM, the CPU, and stuff like that. But that's probably like the easiest part. To be honest, I think the GPU is probably harder to take off, because sometimes it does get stuck in the PCIe slot, and you do have to pull down and then pull out the GPU out of the PCIe slot at the same time. You do have like an older motherboard. But yeah, working on the motherboard, working on the CPU, working on the RAM is really easy. Nothing too hard. Just watch like a YouTube video and it'll show you. Just because it looks like a lot that could break, which is true a lot on this motherboard is very exposed and could break, like if you like stab something into like little pins and stuff. But if you're just working on it, just work on it with confidence. Because you work on it with like you being scared, you're of course gonna most likely bend the pin or something. But yeah, just work on it with confidence, and it should be fine. All right. Now I am gonna remove this controller that we have back here that was being used for the other fans, just so it's not in our way. HD audio is plugged in. Now we just need our USB 3.0. There you go. All right. Try to read your chats. All right, I'm not getting anything but the GPU. Okay, yeah. Anytime for flashing, motherboard BIOS keeps getting stuck flashing for 20 plus minutes. Tried 8 USBs. Keeps getting stuck flashing. Damn, you're actually getting very lucky with getting stuck flashing and able to boot up back again. I would probably say maybe the mother. Why are you flashing BIOS? First of all, is there an issue with the motherboard already? I got a friend helping me build my new one on the 19th. Everything will be here. Nice. My PC is still on, but the monitor are off and won't turn on, and they're all plugged in. Yeah, it might be something with your GPU. Is the 5060 worth it? Yeah, 50 is really good, especially if you just want like entry level gaming. It's really good. I got the Asus B650 Plus. I just got an Arctic Liquid Cooler Pro 260 millimeter. I heard the Arctic Liquid Cooler is like one of the best coolers out there, cooling wise. I got the pen with me just because I'm terrible at cable management. Yeah. So cable management, like I always say, is probably like the most annoying and tedious part. Probably the takes the longest here in building. All right. Taking off this controller just because we don't need it for our fans. I've seen all these OLED monitors, but goddamn, they're hella expensive. Yeah, they're really expensive, but to be honest, they are worth it. If you have the money to buy an OLED monitor, it's worth it. It looks very nice. Watch all your movies on there, play all your games. What kind of power should it be for 4070? I believe like an 850 is perfect. How can I learn how to do this? To build PCs, it's pretty easy. There's like a million time, probably 1,000 or a million videos on how to build PCs, on the internet. To be honest, it's not hard. I think the part, like I said, that's part like the hardest part is the patience of trying to cable manage and trying to trying to cable manage the cables in the back, pretty much making try to make it look all nice in the front. But everything else is pretty self-explanatory. Like the parts only go in one way, and they only go in one spot. If it doesn't go in, then that means that part doesn't go there. All right, let's go ahead and rip these zip ties. So what I'm doing now is I'm just cable managing the cables that we connect to the motherboard, just so they can get out. They cannot be in our way while we're doing the other cable management, such as fans and stuff. Oh, you need to flash the. Okay. What I'll probably recommend is try. I don't know. You probably have like a older gen CPU. You probably don't. But then I would just say try putting like an older gen CPU in that motherboard. So hopefully it boots up. And then you're able to do the BIOS. Just because some motherboards are a little bit tedious of doing BIOS updates without like a actual display for some reason. I don't know why. I've ran into that issue before. And putting like an older gen that is compatible with that motherboard will work. But yeah, just motherboards being motherboards. I bought a 1440 p 360 hertz OLED and a 5070. Yeah, it could definitely have handled it. Do cable extensions hinder performance? They don't, but you also don't want to cheap out on cable extensions because sometimes that's probably one of the reasons why um some of the stuff just ends up not working. I tried with the Ryzen 7 5800 and it wouldn't post either. Oh damn. Maybe it's just the motherboard itself. It could be that too, especially since it's not doing the um or that you aren't able to flash the BIOS. Yeah, that's the thing. Like when you keep trying to find like a fix to the issue, but it just ends up being like the motherboard or whatever that component not just not working in general. Mm, we'll put these. All right. Let's go ahead and put these fans in here. And then once we put the fans in, do a little kill management, and then we'll put in the cooler. Actually, we'll put in all the fans and then put the cooler and then do the little kill management. Well, I still get CPU debug light if the board was at fault. Got 5090 my Ryzen 7 9000 X3D. A few days ago, but to start the build, I want extensions. Yeah, it should be fine. Should I get a $1,000 pre-build instead of building my own because of RAM prices? What are you building? A DDR5 build, or what? What did you want to build? If you're building like a DDR4 build, you should be fine. Just by now, before NVMe's and GPUs start going up. if I do make sure to comment while I'm building, just make sure to comment it again, and then I'll make sure to read it. How do you know when the CPU cooler is tight enough? You can just feel it. Like the screw just won't turn anymore. You can feel like the tension already. Like when you're screwing it in. All right, one more screw for these 3 fans in the front. We're done with those fans. If I don't know which one to pick, a 4080 or 5060 to play games like Helldiver 2, high graphics, but I can't afford the 5060. Well, how much are 4080s right now? Because 4080 is way better than 5060. All right, let's go ahead, put this plastic thing back in. There you go. A little bit of Kato Magic here in the front. Make sure to pull up these cables. Nice and stiff. There you go. Grab them with the zip tie and just cut them off. Perfect. Now it looks nice from the front. The Rockstrix X870E for my build. Yeah, that would be a nice motherboard for the build. I really like the Rockstrix motherboards. Wait, what I didn't hear? I was busy cleaning the damn dishes. LOL. What did you ask? So you need help to pick a 4080 or 5060? I was asking how much is a 4080? The 40, I thought the 4080 is more expensive than the 5060. Bro, where are my screws? Oh, right here. Perfect. When you're screwing in your fan, you always want to do like the X formation pretty much in anything, whatever you're screwing in, just so it has equal pressure. Perfect. What are my PC specs? Like if this build or my personal build? Currently building an i7 14700K, 57 Ti, 32 GB DDR5. How do you think this will do for photo and video editing? Oh, it'll do perfect. That's a really good. It's like a mid tier, a little bit higher mid tier build. That'd be perfect for photo and video editing. I would just say maybe in the future we are able to upgrade to 64 gigabytes just to give you that more photo library. But other than that, 13 gigabytes is perfect. My personal specs, I have a Ryzen 5 3600 with a 2060, and I don't remember if it's a 64 or 128 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM. I always forget, 64 or 128. Yeah, but I have an older build. Ryzen 5 3600 and a 2060. All right, now we're gonna install the cooler. I'm gonna install the power supply cables though on the CPU, just because it does get annoying once the cooler is installed. It doesn't give you enough space on the top over here. Open up this beautiful power supply by Lee and Lee. But hey, the specs that I have been pretty. You need the wrong power supply. What did they give me here? Give me 1 sec to double check something. Nice, dude. What games do you play? So I play Valorant, Fortnite, Call of Duty. Nothing pretty crazy. I think yeah, 64 gigabyte would have been ideal, but I price are super high. Yeah, I'll just say wait and later on switch to 64. I currently use an M3 Pro MacBook Pro, but it only has 18 gigabytes of RAM. Runs out really quickly. Yeah. So I would say yeah, just use 32. GPU, CPU is perfect. Yeah, for Premiere Pro, Photoshop, Blender, After Effects, perfect for those. Yeah, I would just say later on, maybe get 64. Just because I used to do video editing and 64, 32. If you're doing something crazy, like some crazy video editing. But yeah, 64 should be good, 32 should be good as well. How much do you run on COD high graphics? On high graphics, I probably run like 70 FPS on those specs. On competitive settings, I do have my CPU overclocked and GPU overclocked. So competitive settings, I run about 230, 220, which is crazy on that setup. Yeah, I think I overclocked my CPU to like a 4.5, which is a lot. But it's been running strong. I've had no issues with it. Either 4.5 or 4.3 gigahertz. Yeah, I have a 2060. I'll be right back. I need to double check in with this power supply. I'm gonna reach out while I'm gone. Guys, sorry for the wait. Sorry for the wait. What's a good PC for a COD on a budget of 900? Ooh, that's a little bit hard. I always say it's a little bit hard just because COD is a more GPU intensive game, and a good GPU like a 5070 Ti comes out to what, 600-700 bucks. So just in that, just in the GPU itself, where's my these right here. Just in the GPU itself, you are already using half your budget, more than half your budget. Yeah, just keep in mind, I'll just say save up a little bit more. Yeah, if you do want good FPS in COD. I'm getting the GPU cable, not GPU cable, the CPU cable, just because when I put the AIO on top, it does make it a little bit harder to get to the connection. So I'm just gonna install them now. So when it comes to installing the AIO, the CPU cable is already installed. Yeah, I mean, you guys are ever building your own PC, and it looks like a tight fit from the CPU entrance up here and the AIO up here. Just install the CPU connections and then just round to the back of the video until you install your power supply. I typically do the power supply at the very end. We got one CPU there. Okay, the other CPU probably all the way back. PCIe. There you go, right. Alright. Power supply to the side here. Connect our CPU cables in. Bro, I'm back and it's still not working. Oh, damn. DM'd you, been following for a while. What did you DM me? What did you DM me? I don't understand RAM speeds or what speed I should be going for my build. What are you using, DDR4 or DDR5? If you're using DDR5, you could probably go 6,000 megahertz, 5,200 megahertz. If you're not doing anything crazy like video editing and stuff like that, or like anything that uses high RAM usage, you don't need anything crazy. You don't need no crazy RAM speed just for gaming. But typically, well, back before, they used to be typically almost the same price for just a little bit higher megahertz. But if it's cheaper now to go lower megahertz, then I would say go with lower. It's not necessary as much for just gaming. But if you're doing video editing, stuff like that, I would suggest going for the higher megahertz. There's no point to do so 72, 16, I believe it's 68, 100 or 7,000. There's no point of going higher than that just because the majority of CPUs don't even handle it, and the majority of motherboards can't even handle that speed either. It's just unstable. And the majority of games also can't even handle it either. It'll be unstable also. There's no point of going extremely high in RAM speed. All right, we got the CPU in, CPU cables in. DDR5, yeah. So if I'll probably say go for like 5,200 if you're just gaming, 6,000 if you can. But there's nothing too crazy of going 5,200 or even 4,800 if you're just gaming. 6 KDs, thank you, bro. Yeah, no worries. I can only use yeah, I already read that, the um MacBook. Yeah, but you guys, if you guys are new, feel free to like, follow, subscribe, whichever platform you are on. We are on TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. All right, so we're gonna be installing our IQ Link Titan 240 RX LCD cooler. All right. And controller, mounting brackets. All the cables we will need are out. Repair lip. The case here. Remove the dust cover. We go ahead and get access to screwing the screws here. All right. I'm actually gonna prep the AIO here. Put all the fans and stuff. Sorry about that. The mic just fell. All right. Go ahead and remove. So what I'm gonna do is gonna move the case here. Remove these fans. There we go. Save these screws to remove these fans. All right. Yo, bro, like that 5090 don't look like it's being used for real. Like, you know, I've been wanting one. Which one? The 5090 Extreme? That's just a box. There's no 5090 in there. It's just a box. Just a box. 5090's already been used. You'll see how I'm gonna put the fans. I go like this. Perfect. All right. One fan in. One more to go. Install the AIO. Once the AIO is installed, do a little bit of cable management in the back. Install the power supply, then install the GPU, and then we should be done. The cable management is going to probably be like the more time-consuming part. Right. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna need that. All right, and then I'm gonna just zip tie these two right here. Just so when I do put it on, does make the front look a little bit nicer and cleaner. So these are just not all over the place. All right. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and install the AIO onto whoa. Can someone help me with a free PC? We can't use a free PC now. But we do a lot of giveaways. We did a lot of giveaways this year. We collab with other creators. We did our own giveaways as well. So just follow us on all our socials. Make sure you have notifications so when we do a giveaway, you do know when we do a giveaway, and hopefully you do win that giveaway. All right, let's put the screw in. All right. I was about to say they didn't give me all the screws. I just couldn't find it. One more. Did I take it out? Yep, it's right here. Perfect. Now you put back the dust cover. We can put it. There we go. Perfect. Now we can route our fan cable to the back here. Like a very small hole in this AIO. And so I'm just gonna take off the cover so I can see where I'm running these cables from. All right. Go ahead and try these. Yeah, you see, and this is just cables that I'm trying to route to the back. If they were the CPU cables, it would have been even harder. All right, perfect. Now we do need a mounting bracket for the back of the Intel. Here it is. I have like a little bit 3M tape on the corners here. So when I do put it on, it does stick. Looks good. What specs? This one, let me see. So as a Intel Core Ultra 7 265K, 64 gigabytes of DDR5 6000 megahertz RAM. It has a 50-watt lean lead power supply, 5070 Ti, GeForce RTX Prime graphics card by Asus. Has a 4 terabyte SSD, actually a 4 terabyte NVMe, and then 1 terabyte NVMe, another 1 terabyte NVMe as well. And then the cooler is a Corsair 240 ARGB liquid AIO. Yeah, really good specs. Really good mid tier, a little bit higher tier build here. Let's see. All right, go ahead and stick on there. Perfect. Cooler already comes pre-applied with thermal paste, so no need for us to put thermal paste. All right. I'm actually gonna lay it down flat. So I can just put the cooler on easier. I don't think it's sticking properly. The mount in the back came off. Let me lift the back up. See, I'll probably just put it on badly. There you go. Don't overscrew them. Right when you start feeling tension. More enough. All right. There you go. We got the AIO installed. Now we're just gonna install our cables here for the pump itself. Throw all these cables away. We're gonna need these for the controller. All right. This one's for the pump. What's the best GPU under $200? I want to build my first gaming PC. Best GPU under $200. I actually don't know what the market is right now for $200. Where do you work? I work for Prebuilt Tech. Power for PC. Hell yeah, what we building? Yeah, I don't know why everybody gets scared of that. This power drill doesn't have barely any power. It's even on the first setting as well. But you can also just feel it like not use enough power. Those hand tools are the same thing as this one, to be honest. How much is that? I believe this one's about $1,400-$1,500. Can you check, Maria, how much this one is?
Which one is it?
The Calypso. You're 2,000 or I think it's 2,000 or less.
$2,300.
2,300.
24.
2,400. I think I was thinking about the other one from yesterday. It's 2,400. It's a very, very, very good mid to high tier PC. And very easy to upgrade as well. Man, these kills I want to go in. Like the heatsink of the motherboard itself, it's in the way a little bit. There you go. There you go. We got the power for the LCD screen and the pump. Now we also need a Type-C cable here. It's right here. Perfect. RAM prices are insane. Yeah, RAM prices are crazy. Probably, I believe it's like almost tripled the price. Oh damn! I dropped the mic. Yeah, RAM prices are crazy. And I don't see them getting any cheaper at this time, unfortunately. It's $3 good for a PC. Yeah, $3 is good enough. What power supply am I putting in here? I believe I'm putting an 850-watt Lee power supply. You didn't know we stream? Yeah, we've been streaming throughout the year. We're streaming every Friday. But we're currently attempting to stream every single day. If it's either builds or if it's benchmark streams or custom builds that we do. We do want to just stream every day now. It was just Fridays that we will stream. Yeah. If you have ordered a PC with us, you wanted us to stream it, just let customer service know once you have placed your order, and we'll be more than happy to stream it for you. Go ahead and get your build. Watch your build be built on stream. Perfect. Now we need a USB Type-C to USB 2.0. That goes to send the information from the motherboard to the cooler, or from the cooler to the motherboard. All right. Go ahead and route this one in, and as well to the back. There we go. Nice and neat in the front. Now we can go ahead and put this dust cover back on. All right. All right. Mike, I have a. All right, I'm going to re-chat a little bit here. And it's very nice. Yeah, the Lee Edge power supplies are very super nice. Very easy to work with. You ever thought about doing like a build and play after you're done building, running a game? Yeah, the thing about we have done that. We actually did that last week on our stream. We had a legacy build, and then once we built it, we went ahead and played certain games on it, like Fortnite, Valorant, Call of Duty. So you can see the performance on those. We actually do PC giveaways. Yeah, we do PC giveaways. We did a good handful of them this year. We also collab with other creators as well to give away some PCs. But yeah, just go ahead and follow us. And then whenever we do any giveaways, we always post them on their socials. And you can see there how to enter, how to win them, and stuff like that, or what PC we are giving away. But yeah, we have done a handful this year. All right. So we got the AIO, everything in. Now we're gonna do the hard part, the cable management in the back of all the CPU fans and stuff. But to be honest with these fans, it's really, really easy just because they all have daisy chain fan power connectors and also daisy chain RGB connectors. So it's not gonna be too hard. I just need to start off with one and see which one we're gonna use after that. All right, then we'll put Just looking for the longest one here. All right, we're gonna do this one. Doing correctly, yeah. Huh. I don't think his motherboard will have the code on top. Only like the Asus ROG Strix motherboard have those. Oh, I think it does have that motherboard. All right, looks like all my fans are connected. Gonna go ahead and cable manage these really quick. Can I tell you the specs of this PC? Yeah, I got you. That's a 40, that's a 5070 Ti, 850-watt power supply, Intel Core Ultra 7 265K. For the AIO, it has a 240 ARGB Corsair Liquid AIO. RAM 64 gigabytes of DDR5 6000 megahertz. For storage, this customer did opt in for 4 terabyte NVMe plus another 1 terabyte NVMe. It has a B860 Intel motherboard. Yeah, pretty much it. 6 high performance RGB fans in white to go match with the case. All right, we do have to plug this one into our USB 2.0 here. Let's go ahead and do that. All right. So I'm guessing it's a very high end and expensive. How much did you get the RAM for? I don't know how much they got the RAM for. This PC is what you said, 2400. You said
Yeah.
2400. So the mid higher end PC. Get more zip ties here. How's it going? What's up, Brian? Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Almost finished with this build here. Just doing the kill management in the back. Make it look all nice. All right. Where are we located? We're located in California and LA. LA, California. What's up, Dante? Welcome to the stream. What can I help you with? You're hoping to get me to build you a PC? Yeah. We do have a custom configuration here at Verlet. What kind of build are you looking to get? I found a 5070 for $490. Now 4070, is it worth the upgrade? To be honest, no. If you were to say like a 5080, maybe. But you do have a 4070 going to a 5070, not that much of a big difference. So I wouldn't say to upgrade. 4070 is a really good card. The point no is probably like a 10, 15 FPS difference. But nothing like drastic. Yeah, you thought. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, yeah. Nothing too crazy that you'll be getting a difference out of. Yeah, 47 is a good card. 4070 is a good card. I wish I had a 4070. I have a 2060. Damn, getting this zip tie through these. They're like hooks over here. X370 are the best type of motherboards, right? Um, yeah, for AMD right now, yeah. What's SLI? Yeah, they canceled that a while back. Maybe like in the 3080s, I think they canceled it. Or they stopped doing that. There is programs that still like if you put like two GPUs in, they're still able to utilize both GPUs separately. Certain programs though, but it's not like um I forgot what specific programs still are able to do that, but the majority of them you can't. If you use two GPUs, it's good for streaming. I don't know how true that is anymore. I heard if I use two GPUs, it's good for streamers. I don't know how true that would be because I don't know if OBS is one of those programs that can utilize one GPU. Um, that's why I know people build a dual PC setup. So they have two PCs instead of one to be able to stream off one and play games on the other. Get this controller connected here. How much for you to build me a affordable good PC? What's your budget? Huh. Huh. Does the stream stop on TikTok?
I'm gonna stop it.
Oh. Will you be doing giveaways? Yeah. So next year we should be doing some giveaways. We did a handful of giveaways. Yeah, just stay tuned, follow us, and we should be doing giveaways. Why'd you stop it?
We have a violation.
We have violations? From what? I didn't even say anything. All right, we are back. Hopefully everybody in TikTok comes back. Mm-mm-mm. All right, we're almost done with the camera magic here in the back here. Then once we're done with this, install the power supply. There we go. So yeah, let's go ahead and install the power supply, GPU, and then we should be done. We're gonna need a PCIe for that controller there. .24 pin, and total high power should be over here. Yo, what's up? Hey W, welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. All right, let's go ahead and get all these power supply connections. What country are you? We are in the U.S., Los Angeles, California. Oh, high power is in. I got a PC. I need someone to see it good. What do you mean you got a PC? I need someone to see it good. What do you mean by that? See it good. If it's good. What'd you get? All right, we got all the cables that we need to be connected on our power supply. Let's go ahead and insert our power supply in. There we go. Screw in our power supply. Where are my screws for my power supply here? Here they are. There we go. Go ahead and screw in our power supply. What's up, Navil? Welcome to the stream. I got iCore 7 with 27 Super. That's not bad. That's not bad. 27 Super. A little bit older, but it still works. How much you get it for? You don't mind me asking. All right, let's go ahead and connect our 24 pin here. Over here to the front. There we go. Let's go ahead and open our not power supply, our GPU here, 5070 Ti by Asus, I believe. Yeah, 5070 Ti Prime graphics card by Asus. All right. 3-fan GPU. Beautiful GPU. Looks like the bigger form factor GPU. It's a Gigabyte Gaming Radeon RX 9060 XT 16 by GDDR6 PCIe Express 5.0 X16 ATX graphics card. Good. Yeah, 9060 XT is good. Really good. It's good for gaming. Get a lot of good power, especially for the price. It's a 2070 Super better than a 5060. That I don't know off the top of my head. I know the Supers could be very, very good. I know the 2070 Super is a good card. I just don't know if it's better than a 5060. Maybe it is, or they're like a close second, to be honest. But I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure. So this is a 2-slot card. Go ahead and remove 2 of these. All right, let's go ahead and put our GPU in. We still got some plastic on the top here. There you go. More plastic on the fans here. Then they wrap this in a whole bunch of plastic. All right, perfect. Let's go ahead and put it in. Nice and easy, just like that. Go ahead and screw them in. Go. What's the lift? Let's see. What do you think about the AMD Ryzen 7 5800X processor? It's a really good processor, to be honest. All these AMD CPUs that all these new ones have been coming out, really good processor for AMD for gaming and stuff, and specifically. I don't know why the case is like that. There you go. Let me try to take out the GPU one more time. All right. Perfect. I dropped the screw right here. Yeah, that CPU is really good. All right, now the last part is to just install our 12-volt high power, and then we should be done. Let me go ahead and power this on here. Just like that. All right, let's go ahead and plug it in and see if we do get power and if everything's connected perfectly. If I didn't mess up any of the connections here. Got power. Turn it on. Gonna turn off the lights so you guys can go ahead and see a little bit better. There we go. Yeah, very, very, very nice PC. Simple but nice at the same time. All right, guys, look over the specs one more time before we get off stream here. We got a Corsair 4000 X tempered gaming PC. So this is our Calypso in a Corsair 4000 X paired with a processor Intel Core Ultra 7 265K. CPU cooler Corsair 240 ARGB liquid I/O. A motherboard has a it's not a B6, it's a BA60. BA60M Intel motherboard. DDR5 640 gigabytes of 6000 megahertz. For storage, the customer did get a 1 terabyte NVMe plus another 4 terabyte NVMe. Power supply is an 850 watt Li Li power supply. And 6 white RGB high performance fans. But yeah, this is our Calypso from Virlay Tech. Is this one on the TikTok shop as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you are interested in this PC, it is in our TikTok shop. Feel free to cop that one while you're at it. If you're looking for a good mid to high gaming PC. The first PC you had looks like that. The one you have now has like 12 fans. Yeah. Yep. Very nice PC. Very nice build, especially because of the white motherboard, white fans, white case. You got a 5070 setup. Any good? Yeah, 5070 is perfect. Yeah, 5070 5070 is a good mid-tier PC. I would say this is a 5070 Ti. But yeah, 5070 is also a very good card as well. Did you build your own? Nice. What case did you build yours in? You got a 5080? Perfect. Yeah, that's more than enough. You don't need a 5090, to be honest. 5080 is already 4080 Super, 5080, 3080. Perfect. Perfect cards. Don't need anything more. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and end the stream there. Thank you guys for joining. Make sure to follow us on, if you're on TikTok, make sure to follow us, turn on notifications when we do go live. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, follow, turn notifications as well. On Twitch, drop a follow, drop a sub if you'd like, and turn notifications as well so you know when we go live. We do go live every single day at 1 p.m. Pacific time. So yeah, stay tuned for our next streams. We're gonna go ahead and end the stream here. Hope you guys have a good one.